Hey, Kylie.
Yes, Tracy.
Time to gossip.
Always.
Hello, you beautiful, crazy bitches, assholes, insomniacs, and fellow weirdos. What is up? You got your hosts, Kelsey and Kylie, here with the first ever episode of Gossip Girls Off Topic. So we just want to start out here and say hello. I am Kelsey, and I'm just going to give you a few little things about me. I'm 28. I have 3 kids. I am married to my beautiful, awesome wife. And, yeah, that's all I'm going to give you for now because I got a lot to say later. So I'm going to pass you over here to Kylie, and we'll talk about her.
Hello, I'm Kylie. I just turned 21.
Woo!
I'm also married to my beautiful wife. Though we don't have kids yet, we do have 3 amazing, beautiful fur babies that you will hear about in future episodes.
Mm-hmm. And I just want to say Cardi's my best friend, and we will talk about her later, but she's one of their puppers, and I love her. All right, so whenever we first decided to do this podcast, we honestly had no idea what the hell we were going to be doing, so I do have to say that this is not PG. We're going to be talking about a lot of things, doing a lot of things, and saying a lot of things that maybe kids under the age of 18 should not hear. But, hey, if you got little gangsters like I do, have at it. Just let them know it's not censored around here. We might censor some things, but not a lot.
Yes.
All right, so let's go ahead and start into the interview questions. I'm going to interview Kylie so you guys can get to know her just a little bit. Kylie, how are you, love?
I'm good. Doing good today.
Good. Yesterday was my oldest birthday. We had her birthday party, and we were feeling a little litty titty last night.
Yeah.
How was your night when you got home?
I was eating that edible when I was walking out the door, so about an hour later, I was a little lit. Litter than I thought I was. I haven't drank in a while, so I was pretty messed up.
Yeah.
Off those 2 monsters in one shot.
Yeah. I don't know if anybody has tried the Monster alcohol, but listen, it's a go-to. It definitely is.
I don't like Monster, but I like the Monster alcohols. They are so good.
Yep, 100%. 100%. All right. So, how was your week? How did the week go? Since we started this podcast and we decided we were going to do this podcast, it took us about a week and a half to kind of get it all started. So, what was your thought process throughout the week and how did that go?
Mainly, it was just me trying to think of, ideas, think of, names and stuff like that. Just trying to gain as much information as possible so that we can make this something.
Yeah, I have, 15 pages of all kinds of different crap. So,
Yeah, you should see my search history right now.
There was so much research that went into it, and then I was like, you know what, we're just going to do it. We're just going to figure it out and drop it. If we don't like the first one, whatever, we'll get better.
Right, somebody's bound to find us funny.
Facts. Practice is perfect. And I mean, if nobody finds us funny, it's fine. I laugh enough for the both of us and everybody else involved, so.
Seriously.
Let's see. Kind of got off topic here. So, let's see, what do you expect out of this podcast? What are your goals for this? Do you want this to end up being a full-time career, or do you just want us to have fun and bullshit all the time?
I think it would be fun for this to become something, but I don't want to expect something, because I think that would take the fun out of it.
Right.
I just want to have as much fun as possible, and, just, if it grows, it grows. And I don't want it to become something that's complicated.
Right. I don't want to be stressed.
Right. I just want to have fun.
Right. I don't. The only thing that I'm going to be stressed about really is editing, because
yes.
I have no idea what am I doing, but we'll figure it out. We will figure it out. Oh, I thought I had to sneeze, but I didn't. All right. So what is up your sleeve? What are we going to expect from Kylie in the future? Not even podcast related if you don't want it to be. What are we going to expect from you?
Shoot. Well, you'll probably hear me talking about my new house.
No?
Yeah, by July of 2025.
Okay.
Me and my wife will be getting our first house together.
Oh, that's exciting.
Yeah.
Are you guys going to rent or are you going to try and buy first?
I think we're going to rent first because we want to at least get like a 1 or 2 bedroom. We for sure want to have like a backyard for Guardy, of course.
Hell yeah.
Because she deserves that.
Yes, she does.
But
she needs it. Little chunky self.
I think it's time for us to have our own space.
Yes, 100%. I agree. And it will open up so much whenever you do get into your own place. Like, there's so much you can do, and you have your own free power to do whatever you want. It's your place. You don't have to worry about nothing at all.
Yes.
Like, my wife, she lets me do whatever I want with this house. I will move it around 70,000 times within a month.
See, mine's the same way with our room. She doesn't care how I decorate it, so I'm so excited for our house.
Yep, and she just says as long as she can have some of her Marvel stuff and some of her Nightmare Before Christmas stuff and the stuff that she wants up, then I can have the rest of the ring.
Yeah.
And the kitchen is mine. She lets me do whatever I want in the kitchen.
As long as there's a gaming area, mine's cool.
Yep. Yep. Speaking of, we're going to have to get them together on the games because my wife wants to get back into playing the games. But she doesn't want to do it by herself. And I play with the games sometimes, but whenever she's on the game, that's whenever I decide to do all of this stuff.
Yeah.
And write all my stuff down
That's
and start thinking about my interests and all that. So for this podcast, this is the last question I got actually. For this podcast, what is your dreams guest speaker? Like, who do you think, if we're ever big out there and this podcast goes huge, what person would you want to be sitting right over there and on here for us to interview and talk to?
Honest Dave.
Okay.
I feel like we could probably make that happen someday. Like, if we get a good amount of followers, he's already come to Springfield. He comes to Springfield all the time. I had a friend who met him at Wicked.
There are so many opportunities we could do. That would be awesome.
I think he'd be really cool.
Awesome. Yep, that would be 100%.
And I feel like he could probably relate to us on some things, like, from our pasts.
Yep, and he's humble.
Right.
I don't want anybody on here that just is going to be on here for clout.
And I don't want anyone who thinks they're, like, better than everybody else.
Right, yeah.
Like, he's been through it. Like, he understands.
Yep. All right, I like that. That was my last interview question. So, I'm going to go ahead and pass the mic over to you.
Okay. So.
Excuse me.
I'm going to start with, what does your future look like in the podcast?
Oh, there's so many things I could say. I think, so, I'll give you a 3-part. For the next 6 months, I think that the podcast is gonna grow, but I think that we're going to, what am I thinking of? What's the word I'm thinking of? We're going to not be stressed out, but kind of, it might bring us down just a little bit.
Yeah.
Because the podcast world, 1, there's a whole bunch of them. 2, it's kind of hard to get them out there because people have the ones they listen to, the ones that they want to listen to.
Right.
And then once we get past, like, the first 6 months, I think that's whenever we're going to really start developing what we want. And I think within a year, it might be a little more than a hobby. In a year. I think that I really do want to make this into a career, but I want it to be fun. And like you said, I don't want to push it into a career.
Yeah.
So that's what I'm expecting in the podcast, at least for the next year. Excuse me. Sorry, guys. I'm a little sick.
Okay, and what about your future outside of the podcast?
Outside of the podcast, I have so many ideas. Right now, I am getting into tattooing. As you know, I gave you a tattoo.
Yes.
And so I really want that to become something big. I love tattooing. It's so much fun. I love drawing. I love art. And I think that, honestly, I'm going to get good at it. It takes practice, definitely.
Yeah, I mean, you are a really good artist outside of tattooing.
Right. And the only thing that I think I get in my brain is while I'm tattooing, I'm like, oh my God, this is permanent. Oh my God, don't fuck this up. Oh my God.
And you overthink it.
Yes.
Yeah.
So I just got to sit back, relax, smoke blunt, chill, you know.
Right. Okay, what are 2 things that made you who you are today?
Shit. That's I'm coming in here, okay. So, I would say my childhood, 100%. gone through so much trauma, so we will have a trauma podcast where we trauma dump.
Yes.
But
shared trauma.
yes. We are definitely trauma bonded. Yes. My little cousin. Yes, we are. There's no doubt about that. But I would say losing a lot of my family members while I was younger and growing up, being 28 and losing over half of my intermediate family is fucking nuts.
Yeah, I understand that at 21 with having lost like the closest family I have.
It's crazy, and it definitely brings you to who you are, especially if you don't grieve very well, and I don't.
Yeah, that's me. Especially with my mom.
Yep. With my papa, I didn't grieve. I didn't. I still kind of don't. So I just deal with it.
Yeah.
And that's definitely made me who I am. So I'll say those two. My traumas and losing people definitely brought me who I am.
Okay. I'll do two more.
Okay.
Two of your favorite things about me.
That is a big punch in there. There's a lot.
Yeah.
So one of my favorite things about you is you're always honest with me. You're always open. You never sugarcoat nothing when it comes to me, because you know that's how I want it. And a lot of people in our family do.
Yeah.
They do, but they don't, if that makes sense. Like, they sugarcoat it with a fake face.
Yes.
But they are fucking assholes.
Yeah, I'm a little autistic, so I have to be very blunt about my feelings, or else I'll feel like I'm lying.
Right.
And one day we will talk about pet peeves, and that is one of my biggest ones, lying.
Lying and thieves. That's my two biggest pet peeves. But we'll get into that later on, that's for sure.
All right, and then the last one I want to ask is, what is your idea of the perfect day?
The perfect day would be waking up without my depression cloud over me, going to get some 7 Brew, because that's my shit. Let me take a drink real quick.
Right there with you.
Take a drink of that. Yep.
Blondie and a brunette.
I'm loving it, and that's crazy because I'm a redhead, so whatever.
I don't even know what I am.
We're multicolored.
Yes.
Very flamboyant.
Mm-hmm.
And then, honestly, just hanging out with my family, my friends, having a fire or a bonfire, maybe going to the beach, even if it's not the ocean, just going to some body of water.
Right.
Just hanging out. And I like nature, so nature, music, food, and family.
Yes.
And blunts.
Yes.
Yep. Can't forget those.
Yes. All right. I think that's all the questions for today.
Okay, sweet. All right, I'm going to take this back real quick. So, you guys just heard a little bit about us. So now we kind of want to hear some stuff about you. We want you guys to email us and tell us what you expect. Tell us what you want to hear. Segments that you think we should do. Reviews. Questions.
Concerns. Yeah.
Just anything, honestly. And you can do that by sending us an email to gossipgirls.offtopic@gmail.com. And if you have really just anything you want to tell us, honestly, we are open to all kinds of criticism. So this is something that we decided we're going to do, and open criticism is here. Let's do it. Even if you say that was the stupidest fucking first podcast ever, like, fix it.
Thank you.
Thank you.
How do we need to fix it? What would you like to hear?
Tell us what you want us to do.
Right.
But yeah, we don't have any of our socials up yet. We are going to have them up probably by tomorrow, whenever we get everything ready. So by the time this drops, we should have our socials up. If not, email us and tell us that we're fucking slacking. Did I just say that?